This is sort of a progress report on this book that I bound recently with vegetable tanned Nigerian goat skin. I think it's Nigerian goat that they tan in Sheffield, England. Yeah, that's what this stuff is. Harmattan leather, I think. It smells really good. And I actually have this book that I'm going to start after the other one's finished, but I don't know how long I'm gonna have my studio, so I don't know. I might just have to work in sketchbooks for a long time. So I want to make sure that I have some sketchbooks to work on. This is like an S that I debossed, and this is like a brain. Kind of see like that. This is a Japanese, I think it's a silkscreen paper I got at a Japanese bookstore here in Manhattan. So I started it September 1st. This is just, I usually hate the first page because I don't know, I want to make myself like it. I already like the way it feels and smells and opens and works, but I don't like it yet because there's blank and I have to sort of connect with it, and this page didn't do it. But so I just started working. I'm attempting to animate stuff now, and so I drew these sort of flies and fly bodies so that I can well, I'll show you a little bit. And I drew, this is pen and ink and watercolor. I did this for a little sort of movie that I made, like an art thing, not for any commercial purposes. These are plans that I had, scenes on how it would work, and trees. I just there's this cover of Mad Magazine. I think I mentioned this in a previous video where it's a cover of a Mad Magazine where it's like Conan the Barbarian guy. He's cutting a huge bologna thing, and I was thinking about that there. I don't know what this nodule is, but so I've used this root ball, arbor balls, screw tree, testa roots, or tree nuts. I've used this several times since I came up with it here in other works that I'll go over later. This is just watercolor marks to test color to see where I'm at on my watercolor palette. This to get this kind of intense color, it's several layers. Watercolor and then dry, and watercolor and then dry. You can see in some of my previous videos. This is for that animation movie. I had stuff going on inside the stomach, and some of these tubes and things kind of move around. What happens if you do ink, depends on the ink, I guess, in a sketchbook. And then, so this is all drawn in pencil and then pen and ink. I use these crow quill pens to draw with usually this stuff. It's pretty cheap, but it's pretty good. It's totally waterproof. So I draw it in pencil, and then I draw it in pen and ink, and then perfect the lines. I'm very picky about how thick lines are and where they are, and in relation to the thin lines. So what happens is, problem with sketchbooks is that once you draw in ink, they can kind of rub off a little bit on previous pages. Once it's finished and then you're not working in the book, because I'm pressing hard on this page and then this can kind of come off a little bit. You can usually erase it, so it's not a big deal. So I'm not really concerned about it. Especially once I'm finished with the book and it's put away, I'm not going to be pressing on it anymore, so it won't be a big deal. Anyway, internal organs. Most of this is just sitting down, listening to podcasts or music and free associating. I don't draw characters or little animals, but I'm trying it out a little bit. It's funny that I drew this sea creature type thing just by happenstance because later on I start to get into octopi. So these are still sort of more plans for the movie that I was going to do. Just thinking about, I've drawn donuts connected like that, so I'm trying it with trees now. And then it's just like watercolor. So once I have this in pencil, like for instance, this page is pencil. Once I have it done in pencil, I'll just take watercolor, and it's like sketching, just what colors you have in front of you, and just apply it somewhere and just play around with it. Butt fly, I guess. Oh yeah, that's part of the movie. There's a fly that goes inside the body and gets farted out, which you can see in another video. Yeah, so the video was about competing space inside the internal organs, because there's a finite, like, it's amazing to me how inside the body the organs are squished together and they all work, but they all are, there's no extra room, but you do have room for farts and pee and BM, and it's about sort of competing space for that finite area. So yeah, I don't know, I think about this stuff a lot. Another root ball, trying to get a little bit finer, and then seeing what happens when I watercolor it, and sort of Bitcoin, buttcoin. I don't know. This stuff, when you sit there staring at your sketchbook for so long, it just sort of pops into your head, and you write it down, and it's usually stupid. Sometimes it's funny. I like to think of these, these are little sphincters, so the air builds up and then a little bit leaks out. Because you have, like, I think 5, 6 sphincters in your body, and one of them's right there. These are like sphincter medallions. It says sphincter disc or lozenges, peppermint flavor. Gross. So, and every once in a while, I do this thing where I offer drawings for cheap. You tell me what to draw and I'll draw it. So this is, I did 2 of those recently. Someone wanted Blob. Someone wanted, I forget what they wanted, but it was a Satan something, and I was thinking about the Joker's Wild, that TV show from I think it was from the 80s. It was a cool, actually I heard Snoop Dogg is coming back they're going to bring it back, and he's going to, maybe it already started, he's going to host it. Anyway, I loved the image of the Joker on this devil image on there in the show. This was a flower, someone wanted a garlic bulb, some mushroom character, I forget the name of him, vine sauce, I guess. A whale donut, and I don't know. So these are sketches that I was figuring out how I'm going to draw people's pieces. Oh, these are more scenes. This is more that the organs all sort of squished together. Figuring out how it's going to look in the movie. More notes. Flies land on the poop. They see others. Oh, this is 2 flies falling in love on a pink poop that's like cupcake frosting. There you go. Oh yeah, the fly sinks inside. This is a little fly guy. I don't usually draw bodies and stuff, but I think I was frustrated with something. I don't remember what. That's a cute little fly head. Oh, I just started drawing numbers, and I felt like I had to draw them all. I do this when I go to bed. Oh, there's Kermit. I go to bed and I just want to draw for like half an hour before I go to bed, and that's when this stuff starts to come out, the weird stuff. So I've always been drawing gross foods that are kind of good but also terrible. This is just a continuation of that, and then it's been watercolored. I'm trying to watercolor in this book a little bit more than I have in the past, because not much of a reason, just because. So hot dog pizza sex. So yeah, so this is more figuring out different sort of stoppages inside the body. Pepperoni, splash, a little ghost with a broom, manhole cover, waves, a ring, a sphincter, and then I don't know what. You don't want to know what this is. If you do, good for you. If not, I'm not going to explain it. Yeah, That's pretty gross. I always thought it was kind of interesting to have a body and then a prosthesis and then a piece of the body not connected through the prosthesis, but that's like the real body. Anyway, oh, pepperoni, splash, ghost, broom, manhole, wave, rings, sphincter. I guess people do that on Twitter. They do a little clap in between each number. I think I did this for Halloween. There's 11 ghosts. You have to find them all. Can you find them all? So this is another ink. It gets real dirty kind of because of the pencil comes off on the page, but that can all be erased when I finish the book. Clean it up a little bit. I animated this finger. This was for something that I tried to do. Kind of worked out. It's kind of choppy, but someone's house is on fire and they're screwed. So it's a very stupid looking finger, I'm well aware. It's for an animation test, if you must know. This is another one of those. Just don't know what to draw late at night, so I just, whatever's on my mind. How matches work. Fire. Match. This was another doodle of just face stuff. And then the watercolor doodling is a whole nother thing. You just, after it's done, this was done for a long time, and then I just went back in and just started coloring it just to see what would happen. It's a real pain in the ass to get dark colors with watercolor. It takes a long time, and the pages get a little wonky, but they relax over time and then eventually flatten out. This was a... So I draw these sort of rooms, these big complex drawings of rooms, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try drawing one in a tree because I like drawing trees and I like drawing rooms, and then I'm going to try drawing people inside and little leafy people. So there's a guy on the phone there, and a guy running down the stairs playing the piano, contemplating life, and going up the ladder, and then oh, I don't know, more melty brain, thinking about what's going on in my head. This was a stupid sort of parody of IKEA, ILIFA, or I don't know, I could have done this really. I know how dumb this is, but who cares, it's in your sketchbook, right? Trying to figure out some logo animation stuff that I probably won't really do. More animation ideas. Yeah. Eyeballs moving around. This page, just a bunch of donuts that I never watercolored, like letters and number donuts. This one I did watercolor, just sort of stream of conscious. I draw these boner beds, and then this is kind of self-love boner bed. My friend Renee and I used to draw fingers and send them to each other with terrible nails, and we haven't done it in a while, but Renee, if you're watching, this is for you. I don't know. I like this eyeball thing. Actually, I ended up drawing this final, these are all sort of practice for like one really finished eyeball one that I ended up sort of animating, eyeball brain, and then I made a t-shirt out of that my kids wear. So this was, I stole this, I mentioned this in a previous video, but I stole this from a surgical manual. It's like a logo for the book that I used to always emboss on books, but I haven't, I wanted to have a copy for myself that's easy to emboss for the next book that I bind. So this obviously is, this is what, I drew this, photocopied it, glued it onto a piece of paper, and then cut it out on a thick piece of watercolor paper, cut it out, glued it on the board, and then glued the leather over it. So, so this came from this drawing. This is a chair in my parents' house. These cool butterfly chairs. I visited my parents over Thanksgiving, I think. Oh, this was supposed to be pink, but I forgot when I watercolored it. It's the pink Bunkadoo and that is a throwaway line from one of my favorite movies, Time Bandits, that the gods, little people created the trees and nature, and I think they got fired or something after they created this horrible giant tree that was pink and smelled terrible. It was just a quick throwaway line, but I love it, and I forgot to color it pink because I draw it and then like a month later I'll watercolor it, and I forgot what I was doing. More sort of botanical, playing around with all my stuff ends up being sort of anatomical. So notes, mainlining donut jelly into my veins. Oh, this is trying to think of, oh, that ghost in the bed, this guy, what's inside? And I was just thinking, oh, let's put the brain guy inside. I don't know. And then I hated this drawing, but this is all donuts in there that he's got shoved in his stomach. I like the eyeballs on this one, but I don't like anything else. These eyeballs, these are stupid. Gum, what's that? Exposed gum. Oh, I guess that's the exposed part of the tooth and it's inside the gum. Another octopus. Oh, this is one of the later octopus I did. Trying to figure out how they look. This is actually more of a tripus because I only drew 3 tentacles. But man, those things are so cool looking. I always feel sad when I go into a grocery store and I see they have this octopus salad of these little tiny tentacles. Like, I don't think I could eat an octopus. I'm not a vegetarian, but I don't think I could eat one of those. They seem too smart and cool. Oh, this is for another one of those drawing sort of experiments where people tell me what to draw for them and I'll do it cheap. So these were sketches. Someone wanted Prince Edward Island. Someone wanted a cactus with yarn. I think I put a little bird inside the final. And then someone wanted their dog. That was a friend. Sort of more it's kind of trees. Oh, that's the perpetual tree. Kind of grows like the banyan tree, I guess. I think its roots plants, the tree branches plant itself into roots again or something. This is a Donald Trump. It wasn't really meant to be a butt. It was just an impeachment peach with Donald Trump hair, and I did a dumb little animation for the New Year's. I wanted to do a chart. I wanted to practice animation by doing a chart, which I haven't done yet, but I started about as males grow older, they drip after they go to the bathroom a little bit more. So when they're babies, let's see, a baby, who cares? They drip a lot in diapers. A toddler, they drip accidentally. Youth are careless, so they drip a little bit. This is after you pee, like a pee that comes out after you're done, like after you put your pants back on. And then teenagers, probably less drips as a teenager. As you're older, your drip reservoir increases and you drip more, so you can't control the reservoir. So after you pee, you think you're done, and then you end up dripping a little more. So like your reservoir expands. These are the reservoirs behind your bladder as they expand. I mean, I know this is unsolicited, inaccurate medical information that might be partially true a little bit. Anyway, so I'm playing around with animating bar graphs and working on, and these are the sort of the pants to represent each, I call it pant trickle syndrome. So you trickle into your pants after you're done. That's like the prostate guy pushing in the bladder, pushing. The sandals looked fun to draw. If you thought your main vein was drained prior to checking with Pushy the prostate. So I guess his name is Pushy, I forgot about that. Be sure to check with Pushy the prostate before putting it away. Yeah, that's good advice. That's why they shake it. That's why it's shaken afterwards. I thought it was funny. I drew a urine sample cup, and I thought it'd be funny to put a little straw in. Idiot 90s. Oh, remember those giant... So I skated for 20 plus years, and then in college I ended up getting those fucked pants. I think it was Natus, Kaupis, and I forget who else started this company with these giant pants that they started as skateboard pants, and they became raver pants, and they became juggalo pants, and then they became hippie pants. I think there's still sort of juggalo hippie pants. I think juggalos and hippies maybe sort of merged into one thing. So I'm almost done here. I'm still doodling color on this one. Sort of tentacle, more prostate guy, and trippy and tentacle. It's kind of funny to imagine an octopus posing as a human, so I started drawing tentacles inside of clothes. Another octopus that I might draw larger later, and just playing around with color. I know it looks bad, but I mean, I wouldn't have known unless I tried it, so there you go. Donut octopus. Oh, and then I pushed, so yeah, so it's like, oh, let's do a donut tentacle thing, and then let's put the tentacle inside the donut, and that's like a Don Martin, like, schlop. It was supposed to be Delightmare, and I kind of ran out of room and steam. I think I got tired. This is like drawing late at night. And that's it. I think I might draw a room thing later. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see a video once every month and a half, 2 months, 3 months. Thanks.